Today in the English language, we are starting with the comprehension. We have already discussed passage 1 and passage 2, and today I'm starting with the passage 3. So first I'll read the passage. I'll explain what is the story given in the passage, and after that we will discuss the question answers. So read the following passage carefully and then answer the questions that follow. One day, Ranjit Singh, the Lion of Punjab, was walking along the road with his followers. Suddenly, a stone struck him on the head. His followers brought before him a very old woman dressed in rags. So what happened? This is the story is about one of the stories of Ranjit Singh, who was known as the Lion of Punjab. So one day he was walking along the road along with his followers, and suddenly a stone came and it struck the Lion of Punjab, Ranjit Singh, on his head. So then his followers went to search for the person who uh, throw that stone. So his followers brought a very poor woman who was dressed in rags, means in very she was in a very poor condition, not proper clothes. They brought that woman in front of Ranjit Singh. The poor woman was trembling. Your Highness, said the woman with folded hands, my children have been hungry for 3 days. When I saw ripe apples hanging from the branches, I threw a stone at them. I hoped to get an apple or two to satisfy my children's hunger, but the stone missed its aim and fell on your highness. Would you kindly forgive me? Now, when the woman was brought before Ranjit Singh by his followers, she told him the reason why she threw the stone. So, what was the reason? She told him that she told the story to the Ranjit Singh with folded hands that she had 3 children and all of them were very hungry. They did not eat anything for the past 3 days. So when the women saw the tree there with ripe apples, she threw the stone to hit the apple so that the apple would fall and she could have it to feed or to provide food to her children. But by chance, what happened? The stone did not strike the apple, but it struck on the head of Ranjit Singh. So she told him that, will you please forgive me for this mistake? I was just doing it to satisfy the hunger of my children. My aim was not to hurt you. The Lion of Punjab ordered his prime minister to give the women 2 bags of wheat and 1,000 rupees. The prime minister stared at the king. If the tree gave fruit when struck with stones, said the king, then I should give much more since I am a man and have reason. So when the Ranjit Singh heard the story, what he decided, he ordered his prime minister to give 2 bags of wheat to the women and also 1,000 rupees. And when he asked so to his prime minister, his prime minister became very surprised. He started looking at uh, the Ranjit Singh, that why he was doing so. So then Ranjit Singh replied that if the tree can give the fruit when struck with stones, means someone is uh, stucking the fruit with or tree with the stone, even then the tree provides the fruit, then obviously I should give much more, because I am a man, I'm a human being, I have the ability to think and reason. So I should give more to that women. This is the passage. Now, the question or the exercise that is given here based on the passage. The first one is exercise A. Complete these sentences. Four sentences are given here, and you have to complete these sentences based on the story. So the first one is the old woman was brought before Ranjit Singh because because so for the first one the answer would be because Ranjit Singh Ranjit Singh was struck by the stone which was thrown by the old women. Now, the second one is the woman was trembling because she feared that. It is said that when the woman was brought before Ranjit Singh, the poor woman was trembling. So, the woman was trembling because she feared that Ranjit Singh would punish her for what she did. The third one is the woman tried to get apples because the women tried to get apples because her children had been hungry for 3 days and she wanted to satisfy their hunger with those apples. The next one is the king decided to give her the king decided to give her two bags of wheat and 1,000 rupees. This was the first exercise, exercise A, in which you have to complete the four incomplete sentences. Now, the second one, exercise, exercise B is tick the correct choice. Here, a statement or an incomplete sentence is given. The four options are given and you have to select one correct option to complete the sentence. So the first one says, Ranjit Singh learned from the tree the lesson that, first option, option A, one should help the poor. Option B, a man should be good to those who are good to him. Option C, a man should be good to others even if they hurt him. So the option C is correct. A man should be good to others even if they hurt him. Now, the second one, this passage tells us that Ranjit Singh was option A, bold, option B, noble, or option C, patient. Here, the correct option is option B, noble. So this way, we found the answers for the exercises of this passage.